Hey everyone, Saintsfan here, and these are 30 tips, tricks, Easter eggs, things you may not know about the Biker DLC. We're not going to waste any time, so let's hop in. First one, your clubhouse will actually fill up with money and certain items depending on what you are selling, just like how the CEO office fills up with money when you sell the crates from your warehouse. If you sell weed, you'll have weed in your clubhouse. If you have meth, there'll be meth in your clubhouse, and so on and so forth. We don't know the exact extent as to how far this goes, but that is pretty cool. Also in your clubhouse, when you drink too much or use the bong too much, there's a pretty cool animation where you wake up or you pass out and you wake up throwing up in the bathroom. It's just the little things that I appreciate what Rockstar do with these DLCs. Next up, and this is somewhat of a little Easter egg, although it's kind of an oversight on Rockstar's part. In your clubhouse, you'll see this picture that says RIP underneath it, and it's actually of Terry Thorpe. This is a guy that was in the Lost and the Damned DLC for GTA 4, and then he was also in GTA 5, but Trevor kills him, so that's why it says RIP. The oversight, though, is that GTA Online takes place 3 months before the events of story mode, so that wouldn't have happened yet, and it's saying RIP. So I just thought that was kind of fun to see something that Rockstar kind of didn't think about. Next up, and I didn't actually know this until yesterday when someone tweeted it to me, but Rockstar implemented a favorite bike feature, and I believe to actually get a bike to become your favorite, it depends on how much you drive them. But as a president or as a motorcycle club member, when you go and call in a bike from the interaction menu, one of the bikes at the bottom of the interaction menu will say something different. It'll say, call your favorite bike to receive health benefits or something along those lines. And that's actually the bike that is your favorite. Now, on your favorite bike, you get the benefit of healing to 100%. Normally, your health only goes up to 50%, but on your favorite bike, it'll go up to 100. And the really cool part about this favorite bike system is that it works when you're not in an MC. So you can be doing CEO missions, you can be doing whatever else not in an MC, but as long as you're on that favorite bike, your health will regenerate fully. Now, some tips and tricks about the businesses. So don't buy the document forgery business. It's really not worth the time. Stick with the top 3. You know, the weed is kind of good if you want it, but the document forgery it's not worth it at all. You're paying way too much and you barely get any money back. Also, as a business, if you go out and do the supply missions, you can't use a cargo bob to deliver them. So it's exactly like the CEO work. You can't use a cargo bob, even though that's what the freaking cargo bob is for. But Rockstar being Rockstar, you can't use it. One really awesome tip that I found out about, if you quit the biker business delivery missions, it only costs you a half of a bar of product. So in the gameplay, pay attention to the bars of product. So I go out, I start the mission, I start the sell mission, I have almost a full inventory. Once I get kicked out and it tells me to go sell the things or do the mission, if you find a new session or if you blow up the loot or fail the mission in some way and you go back into the warehouse, you'll see that you really lost almost nothing in those bars. And that's really beneficial because say you're doing stuff solo and you get one of the missions where you have 3 different cars to go around the city and sell. You're not going to want to do that because either 1, it's going to take 30 minutes, or 2, you might not even get it done in the 30-minute time slot. So you might want to get an easier sell mission with maybe helicopters instead of slow vans. So you can kill yourself, or not kill yourself, but kill the vans or switch lobbies, and you don't actually lose out on that much profit or even that much time. Also, just to reiterate, because it has been confirmed, the location of a biker business does not change the production, nor does the value, like the price, that doesn't change anything. So you can pick the least expensive ones out in the middle of nowhere and you'll get the exact same amount of money, and the production will go the exact same time as any of the other businesses. If you're one of the people that are doing businesses and CEO work at the same time, when you're in a motorcycle club, your assistant will actually still call you for special items, special cargo items. So if you're doing a mission, then you can quit the biker mission and then go get the special items with the CEO work. Now this next one, Rockstar are just master trolls, it seems, because in a lot of the missions, the biker missions, the biker contracts, there are things that people have been asking for for a long time. For example, in one of the contracts, the AC-130, the Titan, the back is opened and you can walk in. That's something that they took out like 2 years ago and people have been wanting it, and they put it in a mission just to mock us. Another one, the money truck. A lot of you guys have tweeted me this. In the counterfeit money business, you actually have to steal from a money truck, and that's something that people were kind of upset they took out as well. And then the last one, the lost slam van, which is in one of the biker contracts or missions, I believe. That's a vehicle so many people wanted with this update, and instead of giving us that, they put it in a freaking mission. Now, some non-gameplay related stuff. Those Tron clothes and bikes that you may have seen me tweet about on Twitter the other day. We know the price of the Tron bike. That's going to be the Shotaro. That's going to be $2.3 million. But the Tron clothes, according to the game files, they're actually going to cost $200,000 per outfit. So if you want the full setup, I mean, they do look cool and they do glow in the dark, but they're going to, like, everything's going to cost you a lot of money. Now, going back to Clubhouse stuff, there's actually a glitch, and I don't know how many of you guys have encountered this, but there's a way where you can get cars in your Clubhouse. The Clubhouse is meant only for bikes, but there's a way to get cars, and I believe you can even use the interaction menu to call the cars from your Clubhouse. So, no idea how this happens, but I thought I'd let you guys know. Also, in the Clubhouse, or just really with any bike, if you change the seat or the covers, it actually adds traction to the bike, just how, like when you add a spoiler, it adds traction to a car. And the more traction, the faster your car is around corners and in races. So I just thought I'd let you guys know about that. Put on some of the seat covers or the regular covers, and your bike may go a little bit faster. One thing regarding the Chimera, and this is something that I'm hoping is a glitch, but just to reiterate the point that the Chimera is not a good vehicle to purchase, there is no wheel option for modding the Chimera, which means no rims, no smoke, and most importantly, no bulletproof tires. So if you're using the Chimera, one shot to the tire, your car is absolutely done. Something that I found when I blew up all of my bikes from the Clubhouse, or really from any of my garages, when you blow all of them up and you're in a club and you go to the interaction menu to request a vehicle, if you have none available, you'll actually get a free rat bike. Now, it isn't really upgraded and you can't do anything with it besides drive it. But if you didn't want to buy the rat bike and you just wanted it for those driving purposes, then have no vehicles in your interaction menu and you'll get a free rat bike. Next up, you may have noticed this, there are a bunch of new animations when you ride a bike, and the way you can actually get them in your interaction menu, if you go to the relaxed option, that's where many of them are. You'll notice when you're just AFK on the bike, your character will do certain animations, and the coolest one is when you start wheeling. If you wheelie slow enough, and I found this works the best on the Manchez, because the Manchez, you can wheelie for basically an unlimited amount of time. Your guy will only wheelie with one hand. He'll take one hand off, and it's a really cool animation that you could probably use if you want to take some pictures, some snapmatics. You can probably have some really cool results with that. Also, and this isn't like 100% confirmed, it's just something I noticed while driving and trying to melee people. So it appears, or it seemed to me at least, that melee, or holding the melee button with like your foot out or your machete or whatever weapon you have out trying to hit someone, it gives you more resistance to falling off. So maybe if you're going down Mount Chiliad, or if you're in a scenario where you're about to hit the ground hard or you're about to hit something, quickly hit the melee button and you might survive that fall, or you might survive that situation. One thing, and this only works for PS4 players, but this is so useful, and I kind of wish I could do this on the PC. We've all been there when you're on a bike or in a car and you cycle past a weapon. And you're like, well, god damn it, I got to go through 30 more of these just to get back to that sticky bomb or the grenades or the AP pistol. On the PS4, though, you can use the touchpad or the trackpad and swipe left or right to go forward or backwards in the weapon wheel. It's super useful, especially now that you're going to be on a bike a lot. Maybe you want the grenade launcher, the little mini grenade launcher, and you accidentally go past it. Well, just swipe left and then go back, and now you have it. So PS4 people, you guys can enjoy that. Going back, because I forgot to mention this about the businesses, one thing, if you are short on money, and this only works for one time, but say you buy a business and you don't have enough money to upgrade it fully right when you buy it, but you still want to fill it up, you can go ahead and fill it up. And once the product bar is 100% full, then you could buy the upgrade and it'll actually increase the value of the supplies or of the product in your business. Now, like I said, this only works once, but if you're just starting out, you don't have a lot of money to purchase all the upgrades, then wait to get some money while the product is being made. Another thing they mentioned in the patch notes, you can now sell free vehicles, and just to explain a little bit about what that means. So the LG, for example, it's free. Normally you couldn't sell it, but now when you go to the pay and spray, you can sell it, and however much all the upgrades on the vehicle cost, you'll get half of that. So if you buy a spoiler for $600, you'll get $300 in return. Not that useful, but if you want to get rid of some of the free vehicles and you maybe spent some money, upgraded them, you'll get at least a little bit back. Another thing they mentioned in the newswire, but I thought I'd touch on a little bit more, if you start a new character, not only will you get the rank of your first character, if you choose, there's an option to not do that. So if you just want to start from level 1, you can do that as well. But I'm sure a lot of people want to start off or have a second character the same level as their first character. The one cool part, though, with that new character comes a new apartment for free. I'm not sure why Rockstar is so generous here, but if you make a new character, you'll get a free apartment. And it's a really good one. It's a 10-car garage apartment. Getting down to the end of the list, though, one thing about the drag, or the Hakachu drag, you can actually double clutch on it. Now, it is kind of difficult, but if you know how to double clutch, you can make this bike go even faster. And I mentioned this in the video, in the speed guide or the bike guide that I did a few days ago. I was wondering why some of the people in the lobby were going much faster than me, even though all of our bikes had the same upgrades. And that's because the one guy was doing the double clutching. So if you know how to do it, I don't know how practical it will be, but it's something that you can show off to your friends. Maybe if in a drag race, you can smoke them without them knowing. Another thing, because I forgot to mention this, we're just all over the place in this video. With businesses, when you go on the resupply missions, the larger your motorcycle club is, the more supplies you get. For example, if you go solo on a mission, you'll only get one little bar out of the 5 for the supplies. But I went with 5 people in my motorcycle club, and I almost filled the bar up of supplies from 0 just by doing one mission. So it does incentivize you to play with more people, which kind of sucks, but if you have a lot of friends and you're all doing businesses, work together to fill up your supplies much quicker. Also, and I can't 100% confirm this, but some people on Twitter have tweeted me this, so I thought I'd put it in here. Members actually get more than associates, like motorcycle club members get more than associates for delivering the product. So some dude actually told me he sold 80,000 worth of forged documents, and his friend got around $12,000, which isn't great at all. But considering that the CEO people only get around $5,000, it might be a little bit better in the long run. Another thing, Pegasus Vehicles. Now, this might have actually been the case before this patch, but I didn't realize this until someone mentioned it on Twitter. Pegasus Vehicles no longer despawn. So you can call a Pegasus vehicle, drive it to Mount Chiliad, then drive all the way down to the airport, and then go back to Mount Chiliad, and your Pegasus vehicle, as long as it doesn't get destroyed, will still be there. So it's kind of useful if you want to stash a Pegasus vehicle in a certain location, then now you can. Another thing regarding the new helmets, so the bulletproof helmets, they've always been, at least using a pistol, it takes 2 shots to kill you in the head. These biker helmets, they take 2 shots to kill you as well. But the interesting part is if you wear one of the new biker helmets with one of the new masks, it took 3 bullets for my friend to kill me. So if you're one of the people who care about that, then wear a biker helmet with the new mask and you'll get some extra protection. And then last but not least, we have a few Easter eggs that I thought I'd mention. So the bartender in your clubhouse, I don't know how many of you guys have watched Sons of Anarchy, but the bartender actually looks like Gemma, who was Jax's mom, the main character from that show. I don't know if that's intentional, but I thought it was kind of cool. Another one, Breaking Bad, with the meth labs. Sometimes in it, you can actually hear a little fly, which is a throwback to one of the Breaking Bad episodes, so I thought that was pretty cool. And another Breaking Bad Easter egg, the meth lab in Paleto Bay is in the Clucking Bell factory, so that's kind of a cool little tie-in. But there's also, in your clubhouse, in the meeting room, you'll notice there's a number posted on the wall, and it's Crystal who was mentioned in single player, and she has something to do with Michael. So there you guys have it, 30 or so tips, tricks, Easter eggs, things you may not know. Hopefully this helped you out, and hopefully you now know a little bit more about this biker DLC. So thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, please drop it a like. If we can hit 2,000 likes on this video, that'd be much appreciated. And as always, it's your boy Saintsfan. I'm out. Peace.